Yeah, I've been ready for this, bruh.
Welcome back to another exciting edition of Rakeed Position, where four lifelong friends are living out the childhood dream, talking about baseball movies from the comfort of our chairs. I'm Ahron, the host, and I'm coming at you from the half tube.
And I am JoJo, the ground, ski, purr.
Give him the high, stinky cheese. Daily the Rover.
And I'm Corey the Stat Man. And there was a cowboy who rode into a town on Friday and leaves 3 days later on Friday. How did he do it?
Alrighty, everybody. Well, we are here to talk about. We're gonna leave them in suspense. If the audience doesn't know, they gotta look that one up. It's from Major League 2, by the way. No, that's from Little Big League.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Little Big League. So we are talking all about our favorite baseball movies. We each ranked our top 9 movies, and we smashed it all together to see what 5 floated to the top. And so we're going to start at the bottom with number 9 and have some fun with it. Before we get there, Corey's got some honorable mentions.
Yep. So
I just want to throw. I just want to throw in real
do
quick.
it later.
Sorry,
Dude.
no. I
We
just
talked
want
about it before the start. We're 2 minutes in. All right, guys, here we go.
Here we go.
All
I'm
right.
taking.
no. I just want to make sure the listeners understand how excited and how much we've looked forward to this episode. So I hope you have as much fun listening to it and thinking of your own as we've had doing the same. So
Yes, we've
go ahead,
talked
Corey.
about doing a podcast for years, and finally in
Yes.
March, three out of the 4 of us went to World Baseball Classic. We're like, let's just do it next week before the season starts. And so that's when we did our first raked position. And that same night, we started a Excel spreadsheet of other episode topics. And well, of course, during the season, you're following the season, what's going on. And so it basically became, this is our schedule for the off season to do in between busy news weeks. And the first one right off the bat was movie rankings, movie tournament, movie quotes, something to do with baseball movies, because these are movies we love, that we grew up with, and we're so excited to talk about.
All right, Corey.
Yep. So I hold the master list here of the results of our baseball movie rankings. We had a total of 15 movies that were selected between all 4 of us. Some notable ones that narrowly missed making the list. Probably the one that most people are going to be mad about is Bull Durham. I just don't think we're the target demographic for that movie more than anything. I think it's a good baseball movie. There's a catcher in it, so I'm on board with that. League of Their Own, I know, is pretty high on Joe's list. It narrowly missed.
Wow.
Baseball?
Okay.
Little Big League is not on the list, which I know hurts some people here. And then finally, maybe due to a clerical error, Angels in the Outfield
It's my fault.
did not make the list.
I forgot it. Everybody out there, I made one list, submitted it, instantly deleted it because I thought of 2 other movies I meant to put in my top 5 or top 7 maybe. Got excited, corrected it, put those in there. And then we're sitting here talking, and I have an Angels hat on. And we talk about Christopher Lloyd all the time.
You were definitely the only one who didn't put it on your list.
There was only one person that put it on their list. So that's a little bit more telling. I also did not put it on my list.
Dude, I totally forgot about it too.
I didn't forget. I didn't forget. It didn't make my list.
It honestly would have been probably number 3, but maybe number 2 if I thought about it long enough on my list.
So they would have made the top 9 if you would have put it 2 or 3. But
I'm so sorry, Al.
I mean, the amount of times we've done
I know.
this.
I mean, my shoulders are sore from doing that 10 weeks ago.
All right.
I'm so sorry, Al.
Our
My
bad.
Let's get into the top 9. So I know the list. I'm going to reveal the rankings live to the other 3, and
Oh, I'm excited.
I have designated a person who
sad
had
now.
this movie on their list to kind of jumpstart the discussion. Coming in at number 9 in the 9 hole, we have Summer Catch. So this was on 2 lists. Joe was one
Yeah.
of them. So Joe, I've
From the old people in the
unfortunately
group.
have never even seen it. So
Oh,
Neither
talk
have I.
about it a little bit.
So I want to say it was probably last on my list.
Let's see. Keep going.
If not, if it was definitely down there. So looking at my list, let me give you another story real quick. I know you all love to hear my stories. So one thing I do, and I love doing it, is I chastise my peers about their musical taste because we grew up in the 90s and the early 2000s, and they all like 90s and early 2000s music. And I'm like, everybody knows it's trash, right? So let's jump over to another pop culture section of movies. And I'm just a homer, I guess, for my childhood with movies. So as we go through here, if you hear any more of my list, it's all going to be from like 92 to 2002. And there's been baseball movies made for like 90 years now. I mean, I was seeing lists with stuff back in the 40s, but so I think Summer Catch, did I make any notes about that? I think it was 2001 it came out. So we're 16. It's a movie about baseball. I think we used to rent movies, me and Cooney and some other guys, and we just sit around, play games, watch movies, and y'all would drink Mountain Dew by the gallon. I usually stay away from that, but
we had we would chug it.
oh man, awful. But anyway, it made the list probably 75% because Jessica Biel's in it. What do you write? Jessica Biel.
Jessica Biel in baseball. What
Yeah,
else do
exactly.
you want?
And
What else do you want?
and King Griffey makes a cameo, I believe, at the end of it as well. So it's
Dinger.
I mean, it's kind of a maybe more of a rom-com than but it still heavily, focuses on baseball and a guy's pitching. He's trying to make the big leagues as a pitcher, and so yeah, Summer Catch was last on my list because I don't remember it super well, but I remember Jessica Biel circa 2001 pretty well.
Nice.
Like it was yesterday.
I'm chiming in because I had it. This was one of the movies I forgot originally, and I put number 5. I've watched this all the time for the baseball and the Jessica Biel. But it was also my introduction to the Cape Cod League. I did not know Cape Cod League was a thing until this movie came out. And that's where they're playing. It's all these college guys come to Cape Cod League to play, which is a huge deal. And Freddie Prinze Jr. is a local kid who goes to pitch for the local team, the Chatham A's, which I live in Chatham now, so that's kind of funny. Different Chatham. But he's a local kid that was a college dropout because of his attitude, and the local team lets him play, and he ends up doing pretty well. Won't give you any spoilers. But it's also got Matthew Lillard, who's one of my favorite actors of all time. He plays Brubaker, the catcher. He's just hilarious. And Brittany Murphy, the late, great Brittany Murphy, was in it. So good actors, great baseball storyline. It's not cheesy baseball storyline. Like they actually have the correct scenarios and good action on it. It was good. Enjoyed
So you're
it.
saying Jessica Biel introduced you to the Cape Cod League?
Yes. Yes.
Nice.
She definitely did.
What better way?
And a few other things.
Moving on. I will. I'll take
Jessica, Joe is still single. If you're listening,
She
Joe,
is not.
Joe
Isn't she married to like Justin Timberlake or somebody?
Yes.
You got a chance.
Yeah.
So you're saying there's a chance.
I don't think we're too comparable, but anyway, Corey.
just like Aaron and Giancarlo Stanton. I'll take the reins here on number 8. We've got coming in here the great Dennis Quaid movie, The Rookie, about a high school, probably late 30s, 40s, or early 40s high school science teacher who also coaches the baseball team, who makes a run, goes to a tryout, makes the team, ends up pitching in the major leagues. And it's kind of just a nice little heartwarming story that I did not rewatch it for this. If I did, I likely would have cried. But it's a movie that, you know, there's a downside, I think, to the streaming, is that you don't do just like the channel surfing and you find the movies that are on that, you know, you stop and watch. It's a movie that if I were in that situation and I saw it was on, I would stop and watch it. And that's kind of a lot of where my rankings went with this, is like, in the hierarchy of me surfing channels, where would this fall? Like, would I stop to watch this one, or like which one would get my main attention, and which one would I switch to during the commercials? But The Rookie is a great movie. I loved it. It's a heartwarming story. Just kind of those sort of movies
Based off
hold
a
a
true
special
story
place
too,
in my
right?
heart. What's that?
Mhm.
Based off a true story.
Yep.
Yeah. No, sorry. I
No.
definitely had this on my list too, and I think for the reasons all of Corey said, but also just to keep in the back of my head that I still got some years. If I want to try to make a
Mhm.
major league tryout, this guy did it. I can do it.
Also,
That's what
Dennis
movies are supposed
Quaid's
to do,
wife
right?
in
Give
that
you
movie.
inspiration.
Dennis Quaid's
Who?
wife in that movie was pretty good looking. I don't know her name
We're
specifically,
gonna talk
but
about the girls in every one of these
if
movies.
that's what
Was
we're
it
talking
also-
about.
All
Was
right,
it
who
also-
was it?
Was it also Jessica Biel?
No, it was not.
Rachel Griffiths.
Oh yeah, no.
Come on the pod, Rachel.
Yeah. Let's talk
Joe's
about the
still
movie.
single.
So I had one spot left on my list that I didn't use. I should have used it on this movie. I don't remember it super well, but I do remember enjoying it. You know, the fact that he was a coach of a team and this team kind of got behind him, and feel good story. So I like the pick.
All right, who do I have at number
Ready
7?
for number 7? At number 7, we have a movie starring a man we just mentioned, Justin Timberlake, in Trouble with the Curve.
Yeah, Jump with the Curve. It's got a little extra love in my heart because it's based off the Braves, like the Braves is the team they use. But yeah, it's just a fun movie. I think Justin Timberlake's a super talented actor. We got Clint Eastwood and Amy Adams. Get the lady in there. One of my favorite actresses. But it's a cool. I love the scouting side of things. I actually took a scouting class, so I'm a certified scout, even though I've never made any money off of that. But yeah, so I love the scouting side of things, and it's cool. It's a cool juxtaposition between an older scout and the old way of doing things, and the younger scout and the new way of doing things, which is always a constant conversation in baseball. But then it turns out Amy Adams, the old scout's daughter, is really the best one of all of them. But it follows Justin Timberlake mainly, and Clint Eastwood as the young and old scouts following the hot prospect in Georgia, and he's all the rage. He got the name, everybody loves him. But all the new analytics say he's the best, and these old school scouts say we should look elsewhere. So this is a fun story, and a little bit of family drama and rom-com in there too.
And Clint Eastwood plays the perfect old grumpy man.
Yeah, he nails it. The acting is great in it.
He's a great old grumpy man.
Mm-hmm.
I had this on my list also. I am not surprised it is as high as it is on your list, because I know this resonates with you specifically a lot, and like this, you have a lot of interest in this. I had it 7th. Jared, I think you also had it. Yeah, you had it in your 9th spot. So it was up there for everybody. Joe did not have it on there, but
I haven't seen it, guys. Sorry.
yeah, it's good. You should watch it. I think this is a good spot for it on the list. I don't think it's collectively a top 5 movie, but it is a very good baseball movie, and we're gonna get our scouting certification here.
That's right.
Nice.
Got it on there.
Let's say-
This case city
Let's say
baseball player
sports
walked by.
management worldwide.
Did you pay for that class?
I did pay for that class.
So you're net negative on that endeavor so far?
I am negative on that endeavor.
Prestige worldwide.
Thank you, Kathy, for letting me pursue my dreams when I was unemployed.
You gotta spend money to make money. That's what I hear.
That's right.
All right. We will move into the 6th spot here. And
Dude, I don't even remember.
Drum roll.
well, it's 42.
Oh.
Coming in at number 6. So Jared, why don't you tell us about you had this 3rd on your list. Why this
I mean, first off, hats off to the late great Chadwick Boseman. I think played the role in this as Jackie Robinson tremendously. One, I think it was great acting by him, but two, the story of it, I think got to portray and like kind of hit all crowds. Like I mean, everyone like who's not too young knows the name Jackie Robinson, of course, and what he did and all that fun stuff. But I think Chadwick Boseman was a way to branch it to the younger kids and like kind of get the story out even better. So I thought overall, like this was 3rd on my list. Thank you, Corey, for reminding me, even though I just submitted the list today. For a reason, like that's another one, like we talk about The Rookie, like if it's on, like I'm going to stop what I'm doing and watch it. I think it was just filmed perfectly, a lot of cool scenes. And I think they just absolutely nailed this film and nailed the actor, of course, too.
What a career for Chadwick. I mean, yeah, he passed away. He's what, 40 something? I don't know if he's that old, but he also got to portray Martin Luther King Jr. and Selma, which I don't think I've seen. But just 2 iconic roles in world history, American history. And one of the craziest parts about 42 for me is how much you hate Alan Tudyk, or however you say his last name.
Yes.
And he is one of the best actors going right now. He's one of my favorites. But man, he does a great job in that movie. You just want to reach through the screen and beat the crap out of him the way he talks to him.
I did rewatch this movie because my wife had not seen it, and I thought this would be something that she would enjoy. And it is a good movie. I did not have it higher, and I don't know that this is a justification or not, but it's not. I don't think it's necessarily a baseball movie. Like there is baseball in the movie, but the story is much bigger than baseball in this particular movie. Like there are a lot of movies that focus a lot more specifically on baseball, and I don't think that's a bad thing. But I don't know. I was getting very into semantics when I was doing my list, and it's
you have to. So many good movies.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
It doesn't have the rewatchable value because it's not as lighthearted as most of these baseball movies that we will get to in our top 5. I'm guessing top 5 will be mostly comedy movies, with one exception.
Yes,
I mean, one of the best quotes ever from any movie is when they're booing him and the guy walks up to him and goes, "You know, Jackie, maybe one day we'll all wear number 42." You know?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep. Yes, that's so good.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then he moves to Tokyo and starts driving cars real fast and becomes friends with Groot.
Yeah.
Okay.
That guy said Tokyo Drift, Fast and Furious. Come on, guys.
I got it.
I know
picked
Jared's
up
the only
on
one
it.
that got it. Jeez.
This one didn't make my list either. I was hesitant to put anything on that I didn't know well. And I was telling these guys before the pod, like I remember watching it in theaters. I remember liking it a lot. But I didn't remember it enough to like put it in my top 9. So it probably could have slid in.
Didn't have Jessica Biel in it.
Well, it would have been better. It would have been better if it did, but
she can't portray Jackie's wife very well.
So I remember thinking, wow, this movie was phenomenal, and Chadwick did do a phenomenal job. But I didn't have enough to talk about it to put it on my list. So I like that it's there. It's in a good spot.
That's fair. That's fair.
You said you didn't have it on your list either. You were the only person who didn't have it on their list. It was lower on mine, but you were the only person who didn't.
I think I had it at 9.
You did, yeah. You had it 9. I had it 8. Jared had it 3. Now we are getting into the top 5, which is a little bit more contentious, I think, because there are some conversations I would like to have with some of you guys in regards to these movies. I get to kick this off.
I'm wildly correct. I just want to say that.
I'm never wrong. So
there's 2 check boxes. It doesn't have baseball.
I might be wrong. I'm fine with that. I'm
Does it
open
have
for
just
discussion.
So at number 5, so I've specifically called out somebody else. So I'm going to
Is that the name in the all caps? Is that what that means?
Yes, that's the person who this one, there's actually 2 of
Round
you, but
one.
I saved Ahron for the next one. But
I'm telling you, I forgot what I put.
Well, number 5, we have Field of Dreams, which is a great movie.
Oh, yeah, it is.
An all-time baseball movie, not on Jared's or Aaron's list.
Nope.
Wow.
And how do
good
you
film.
not?
Not a good film.
How do you not? It is.
There's too many good movies.
Like, I absolutely, if I see Field of Dreams on TV, I'm gonna sit there and like that's my next 2 hours. Like, it's a wonderful movie. Again, probably would cry in it. It's on Netflix right now, so I didn't rewatch it because I don't have Netflix right now. So Netflix, why did you do the things that you do? But it's an all-time movie. It's the cool story, introduces you to the Black Sox scandal. And I think the acting is all time. Kevin Costner, James Earl Jones. That's his name, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Too many first names.
Isn't it Joaquin Phoenix, the dad, too?
What?
I don't think Joaquin Phoenix. The Shoeless Joe is somebody.
This movie was in 1989.
Yeah. But Joe and I were the only 2 people that had it on our list. We both had
Ray
it
Liotta
fourth,
plays Shoeless Joe, I think.
Yeah, Ray Liotta. No, I'm talking about his dad.
Who's dad?
No, it's not. Okay, never mind. It's Dwyer Brown.
So-
that is.
I would like to know,
It's Jessica
Jared,
Biel.
Yeah, what's up?
where is Field of Dreams on your list?
Hang on, let me.
Forgot it.
Nope, it's not there. It's not there. It's not there either. I can keep going. You want me to?
I don't think it's on there.
Time.
Nope, it's on the next. It's the next page. No, it's not on there. I'm telling you, man. Like to Aaron's point, there's so many good baseball films. I tried to. Again, my list was later, but I promise you, I was thinking about this all week. To your point, if you're making the point of like, if this film is on, I'm going to stop what I'm doing and watch it. Like, I'm sorry, I'm going to change the channel.
Wow. What's wrong with? Why do you hate Field of Dreams? Why do you hate Kevin Costner?
I don't know. No, I can't give you a definite answer why I'm just like, I'm good on that film. But it's one of those that I'm just like, maybe because it is one of those films that's just beloved by everybody that I'm like, and I watched it and I'm like, that was good. Okay. I'm cool with it. Like, I don't know. But like, I don't know. I can't put it on my list because I didn't have that love for it like you did. So I'm right. You're wrong. Let's move on.
Well, Joe also had it 4th.
Well, he's wrong too.
Yeah. I initially had it 6th. I had it behind one of our honorable mentions of what this was honorable mention, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
Okay. So I had it behind that, and I'm like, so I have more nostalgia for Angels in the Outfield for sure, because it was 92, 93 or something like that. But I'm like, there's no way it's a better movie than Field of Dreams. So I bumped it up a couple spots. It appeals to the baseball fans, and it also appeals to like everybody. So I think really anybody can watch it, except for Jared.
It's a slow burn, man.
Thank you.
It's just, yeah, it's money. I'm not gonna lie. I was scared a lot as a kid, just by like spooky things, and the whole whispering of the voice that kind of freaked me out. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, ease his pain, and I'm like hearing that in my dreams. I'm like, what does that even mean? So it's kind of freaky. I'm not gonna lie.
They turned on Summer Catch to watch Jessica Biel.
Yeah.
Woo! Thank goodness.
Aaron, you also. Oh,
yeah,
sorry,
go ahead.
Joe. Were you done? Okay.
Yes.
Aaron, you also negated to have Field of Dreams on your list.
Yeah, like I was debating this at 42 on number 9. They're both solid movies, but I don't get excited to rewatch them. But if Angels in the Outfield even crossed my mind for a second, it would have been on my top 9, and 42 wouldn't have been on there either. So yeah, it's just a slow burn. It's got a cool concept. I enjoyed it watching the first couple times when I was a kid, but I haven't watched it in 20 years probably, and I'm okay with that. McDonald's used to sell this on VHS. That's how I had it. I watched it a couple times when I was a kid.
I will say for our listeners and viewers that are across the world, maybe don't know exactly where we're at. We're actually really close to where the movie was filmed, to where they have the new field or whatever is going on.
Close to where I was
born. Yeah. So I hope
backyard.
I hope someday maybe 3 of the 4 of us can get up there.
Side of the road. Maybe.
Corey, I'll
Maybe
put it on my list.
Maybe 4 of the
I'll
4
put it on
of
my
us.
list higher if you join us, if we go to a game.
Okay. Well, we got to get tickets. They're not too easy to come by.
We'll figure it out.
I like how me and Joe get to argue against each other 2 turns in a row. I'm sure I know what my movie is at 3 that's obscure that he didn't have. But I'm curious to know what number 4 is that I don't have.
Number 4. You had
know.
it. It was very, very low on your list. That is Major League. So Joe, you had Major League pretty high.
I did.
You had it high enough. Why do you like Major League?
Wow, dang.
Yeah.
You don't like
Major League.
He's a big Charlie Sheen fan.
Yeah. Bob Uecker.
I mean, the cast is pretty stellar. You got Randy Quaid yelling stuff from the outfield. Wild Thing. I feel like I always get 1 and 2.
Major League 2.
Okay, see, that's what I was getting ready to say. I feel like I always get 1 and 2 mixed up. So I'm probably thinking of both movies combined. So with that power, they made my list.
I like it.
I
just
I
forget
love,
number 3 though. Number 3 doesn't do either.
They made a third one?
Back to the minors.
Yeah. Like all the clubhouse scenes are good. So is Wesley Snipes 1 or 2?
1.
1. Okay. So I guess I really don't have a lot to say about it. I just remember it fondly enough to put it pretty high on my list. Yeah, I'll let somebody else jump in here. Sorry, I don't have more to say.
I was surprised I'm arguing against it because I think it was number 5, and then it got bumped down when I redid them.
It's number 8 on your list.
Yeah, it got bumped down after I redid my list.
So it's pretty significant.
What was it on my list, Corey?
It was 5, but
okay.
you needed to talk about something.
Yeah,
Sure.
Yeah, 1 and 2 just combined is just like it's just great watching them both together. I actually just watched number 1 the other day, so I didn't know Bob Uecker had anything to do with the Brewers until I was like 20. Because he's phenomenal.
A bit outside.
Yeah, all of his quotes. Anytime he's talking, it's gold. Charlie Sheen. Yeah, all of it's good. So I'm actually arguing for Joe. Like I said, there's so many good movies. I like all these movies. My top 8, I would watch over and over again. And I actually had Major League 2 on there. I was like, I can't have both of these on here and not have 42. So Major League 2 got taken off, but it might actually be better than the first one. I don't know. It goes from Wesley Snipes to Omar Epps playing Willie Mays Hayes, and so it loses a little bit something there. But
yeah, I think just the band of personalities. I mean, the clubhouse scenes is the best, and you see the interaction between all the different types of people, and I think it was my first kind of exposure to like a funny non-kids baseball movie, like not that didn't revolve around a child, and I think that kind of stuck with me.
Did you start to worry about your knees, and you still went into catching?
No, is it Major League where they use the magazine trick for the yips?
Major League 2, yeah,
okay,
for the backup catcher.
Yeah, I probably should have tried that, but for science.
Yeah, Major League 2 might be better. When I put Major League 1.
It's a conglomeration. Jared, do you have anything about Major League you'd like to? We got it covered.
I think we nailed it.
Yeah, it
As
seems
we
like
always do.
I wish the
of course.
Oakland A's did this in real life.
Speaking of,
Having a John Fisher cutout to motivate them to win more baseball games. No.
That is correct.
So we're
That's
going to
Billy
Moneyball,
Madison.
huh?
Yep. Number 3, Moneyball.
So this is not the one I thought we were going to be arguing about.
Yeah, me neither.
Really?
So where did you have it, Joe?
Moneyball or
Yeah, Moneyball.
LBL?
Moneyball is not on
I
Joe's
didn't have
list.
Moneyball on my list.
Oh my gosh. Well, this is where Joe and I differ because this is highly on the scouting,
Mhm.
behind the scenes, team building stuff that I love. It's just a cool depiction, and it's a story that we already knew before the movie came out. Of course, the movie skips over Tim Hudson, Mark Mulder, and Barry Zito like they didn't exist. So that's kind of a lull, as Joe would say. But
Omega.
the scenes, I love when he's working the phone. Brad Pitt and Jonah Hill are in there. They're calling multiple GMs, trying to get Riccone and a bunch of soda. It's just like I would love doing that. I would love to be in that position, and so it was just a cool depiction. Acting's all great, and it's got Chris Pratt and whoever plays Ron Washington. That's my favorite scene. It's learn first base isn't hard. Tell him Wash. It's
incredibly hard.
Incredibly hard. So, I love all about it. It's on this list. It was one of the few serious movies that I could watch over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever saw it straight through. So if I'm arguing against it, I mean, I didn't have it on my list, and I had thought about it, but I'm like, I've never seen this straight through. I don't know enough about it to say, hey, this is one of my top 9. It's
a really good film.
You should put it. You should watch.
I know I've seen clips. It's off a book, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, based off a book. Yeah.
You know that whole
and a thing that happened in real life.
Yeah, the whole.
It's got Smalls in it too, doesn't it?
I don't think so.
Really?
Smalls plays Jim Henry, didn't he?
I don't think so.
Anyway. And it's got your favorite shortstop, Joe.
Miguel
Ozzie
Tejada.
Smith.
Royce Clayton.
Oh yeah, Royce Clayton. Is it?
He plays Miguel Tejada.
Okay, was that? That's what I was. No, it's.
Um,
go ahead.
I was just going to add, it's a little bit out of that 1992 to 2002 decade where I absorbed all the baseball movies. So, yeah, it didn't make my list. Sorry, everybody. I'm surprised. I'm actually surprised it's so high. What was it all on the other two's list?
Aaron had it second. I had it third. Jared had it fourth. It is like you don't see movies that depict that side of sports that often, and it is really interesting to me. Like there's Draft Day, which was I think Kevin Costner doing the NFL draft, and like a similar sort of thing. And I don't think that movie is popular at all, but I really enjoyed it. So like it is something. It's a side of the sports that I really enjoy. Like I would buy baseball games and I would never actually play the games. I would just like sim the whole season and just like manage the team. So this is just, and now we do that with out of the park baseball, but it's a side of the game that always really interested in me, and it was really cool to see it depicted in a movie, especially this particular event. And I think Brad Pitt and Jonah Hill were awesome. I think they were a great combination. And speaking of the clubhouse scenes in Major League, like the scout meetings in this is all time, where Brad Pitt's like talking to the old scouts that are like trying to get him to replace Giambi and Damon, and it's just kind of really funny witticisms.
Yeah. So for the record, Jim Henry is played by the guy that plays grown up Smalls, the one that ends up being the announcer in the Dodgers game. That is Jim Henry. So a little Sandlot connection, foreshadowing.
I think maybe why, you guys like Trouble with the Curve, Moneyball. I always knew my talents were on the field as an actual player.
I gave up on those dreams a long time ago. So
I don't know. Maybe that's why I didn't fall in love with that other side of the game.
Jared, do you want to talk about Moneyball or do you want number 2?
For Moneyball, I mean, you guys nailed it. I think Brad Pitt, Jonah Hill were amazing. I think one of my favorite scenes is the one where he trades Pena and he comes and tells him who's playing first base. Well, Hatterberg's playing first base. You don't know how to do that. Well, he's playing first. And it's just like the way Brad Pitt like does it like that, like his cadences and like he's just very like it made the movie like perfect for me.
And that's Art Howe was played by Philip Seymour. Yeah, Hoffman, another late great actor that always had. He was always awesome. Never had huge roles, at least in the movies I saw, but he was a great actor.
All right. Number 2. So just to give you a breakdown of points here, number 1 had 34 points. Number 2 had 31 points. Number 3 had 21 points. So a 10-point difference between 2 and 3. 3-point difference between 1 and 2.
I'm guessing everybody had the same 2, 1, 2. Just
no. That's why my name's in all caps.
Yeah.
Number 2 is Rookie of the Year.
Oh,
Jared, would you like to tell us about Rookie of the Year?
Spoilers. I thought, okay.
We know why Corey don't like it.
Why would I not like it? It's the Cubs, man. Jared is beside himself.
I already wrote this in as our number 1 film. I thought we were all in a collective unit.
Well, I know what Corey's number 1 is.
This is the film that we quote the most.
Oh,
ever.
So quotable.
And it's number 2. I don't even think you guys are my friends.
Hey, don't yell at us.
Here's how
yell
it works.
At Corey.
Jared and Ahron had it number 1.
Top 2. Corey had Sandlot, Moneyball, guarantee it.
No, I had Rookie of the Year as 5. Rookie of the Year is my 5th movie.
Yeah.
Joe had it 2. Ahron and Jared had it 1.
You had it 2, Joe?
I'll explain.
No, there's no explaining to do. You literally quote this the whole time. You never quote the other one. Jared, let's
sure your intro.
Jared, we're going to do our own pod next week.
Yeah, pretty sure your intro was a quote from this movie.
Henry, Rowa, Windman, Gardner.
You do that very well, by the way.
You do. 10 out of 10. Corey, I don't even know where to start with you, man. Like, why are you? I guess I'm just gonna.
Wait, has he seen the movie?
Of course I have. It's a young kid playing for the Cubs.
This is
this
is your dream.
No,
Joe dreams about Jessica Biel. You dream about this movie.
No, I don't. It's
okay, Jared.
I got this. No, you're
I'll
good.
wait for my turn.
You don't deserve a turn.
Correct. I'm on the same page as you here, Ahron. I'm just gonna ask, and I'm just gonna pull on some heartstrings here. Why are you even in this friend group, Corey?
That's a good question. I think it's mostly because I know how to upload the podcast to audio.
You are smart with numbers. I think I don't think we have to defend this movie. The 3 of us that go on the trip to baseball every year. So maybe that's why it's 5th on your list. I'm gonna let you take the floor, and I guess we'll have a rebuttal as to why it's so low on your list. So
I got a rebuttal ready.
It's
wrong.
I do not.
Thank you.
I do not disagree that it is the most quotable movie on my list. I don't think that means it's the best movie. I don't think it's that good of a movie. I don't think the acting is very good. I think it was well written. I think Brickma is great, but I think as a whole, the movie is not that good. But it's like there are quotes every like 5 minutes that are awesome, and then like everything in between is like this is okay. I had it higher,
Dude.
So it's 5th. Above it is my 2 through 5. It was Rookie of the Year. Oh no, just kidding. Rookie of the Year, yeah, Rookie of the Year 5, Field of Dreams 4, Major League 3rd, Moneyball 2. I would rather watch those other 3 movies over Rookie of the Year, just because it's going to be more enjoyable for me from start to finish.
I bet you, if you actually paid attention, You don't go more than 90 seconds without getting an awesome quote in Rookie of the Year.
I don't think that's true.
That's true. 90 seconds would be a long pause.
Even this is even a quote from that movie that is not even like that memorable, but it's one of my favorites. It's when Chet Stedman is looking in and he just goes, "Give me one more." The look on his
blows
face,
his arm
man.
out.
No,
It's so good.
It's the most quoted
One
movie on my list. That doesn't mean
more.
it's a good movie. That's where I'm at. I just don't
I think if it's the
a
most
good
quotable, I think that makes it a great movie.
movie. Okay,
Let
well,
me-
What he call me?
Yeah, I mean, we could rattle off so many quotes.
So many.
No help.
We could we could talk about this for an hour and just laugh the whole time.
Except for Corey.
I'll watch it every time I see it.
No.
Daniel Stern is absolute gold as the pitching coach, as Brickma. If they do like retroactive Oscars or something, that needs to be number one. John Candy is the announcer. I don't know if you remember that or not. He plays that great. It's fair, it's foul, it's fair, it's foul. Wrong again, Ernie. Again, the quotes could go on. One that I think gets lost a little bit, and I still use this at work because I think it's hilarious. And I've told them where it comes from, but there's one scene, and I'll end with this so I don't talk about it forever. There's one scene where Brickma and Henry are walking around like at an after party or something, and Brickman's telling them about all the perks, and he's like, and it's all free, and the camera goes to these two attractive ladies, right? And Brickman goes, "Excuse me, ladies," and it's like, oh, they're gonna talk to these ladies, see what happens, and he's like, "Excuse me," and he pushes them out of the way, and they start playing pinball. It is amazing.
That's so good.
It was
I
higher,
mean-
but I moved it down. I'm sorry.
Well,
guys.
you're wrong.
The iconic scene of him blowing his arm out and that guitar just comes in. It's just insane. Corey, my friend, my foe. I don't know what to call you right now.
Listeners,
this was the
Corey.
biggest crime so
If you-
far.
He's a
If
friend
you've
of me.
never watched this movie, we can't, or at least three of us can't emphasize enough how you.
It's
should.
on
And if you
HBO Max
haven't-
right now if you got HBO.
If you haven't watched this movie, unsubscribe.
They have to have been subscribed first.
So,
Subscribe and then
unsubscribe.
unsubscribe. Yeah.
Guys, we got a
gosh.
subscriber. Oh, never mind.
They haven't seen the movie.
They got to 40 minutes in.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry. So,
Side note, we went to college, Joe, with a guy that's in a band with Henry Rowan
I remember that. Yeah.
Good old Matt Kennedy. Shout out Matt Kennedy. Know you're watching.
yep, of course. Before I know, number one is nobody here knows what it may be, and I'm sure nobody
Sandlot 3.
listening knows what it is. But before we get there, our groundskeeper's got a special.
I do.
Suspense
So
builder.
as I was thinking about this, I thought of a movie, and I'm like, there's only one scene where they even do that, where they even play the game. I'm like, yeah, I can't have that be my baseball movie. So and I'll go first here, so I can give you guys a little bit of time to think about it. But my question is, if you can think of one off the top of your head, is think of a movie that you like, enjoy, that has a random baseball scene in it. I know that's really off the wall, but I'm going to give you mine, and you're going to love it. So as I was thinking about this, I don't know immediately, but I pretty quickly thought of the movie Hook, which again is from my childhood. And there's a scene in that where the pirates are playing baseball, and it's hilarious. It's a kid's movie, so it's kind of goofy, but they're playing baseball. The boy gets up, and they're like, "Run home, Jack!" And
He's still in second.
they shoot a guy with
From now on, we play by Master Jack's rules.
So, I love the movie and the fact that they threw in like a half inning of a baseball game. And I thought maybe it'd be a cool segment to go around here, have our listeners think of a movie that's definitely not a baseball movie, and Peter Pan is not a baseball story. But can you guys think of any movies that have just maybe something about baseball thrown in that you would have high on just your general list of movies? Anybody want to just go around at any order here?
I found a list and it reminded me of one, but I had to look it up.
Hey, I'll accept it.
Okay. So Ferris Bueller's Day Off, I believe takes place in
Let's go.
Chicago, and they head to a Cubs game, which I had forgotten until I saw this list. So check mark that one. But
I'm wondering if one of my movies. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's go ahead.
I'm wondering if one of my movies counts because it didn't even make the honorable mentions. Corey said there's 15 movies got votes. 9 are on our list, and he honorable mentioned 5. So that means the 6th one was mine that I voted for that doesn't even make his honorable mentions.
I think there's a lot more than one single baseball scene in that movie. There's another. There were 2 that I didn't say.
Oh,
it's Fever Pitch and Bench Warmers.
Bench Warmers, nice.
But I had Bench Warmers. I gotta throw that out there. I love that movie.
Yeah.
I rewatched it the other day thinking I need to put this on my list, and I just couldn't. It's got its moments, but as a whole,
it's okay.
Yeah. So I put Fever Pitch, which is a rom-com centered around a baseball nerd. But the baseball, until the Red Sox actually won the World Series in real life, the baseball wasn't going to be a huge part of it.
Yeah. I remember reading that like they scrambled to film the games.
They sent Drew Barrymore, Jimmy Fallon, and a camera guy back to whatever game 6, game 7, whatever it was, to run on the field with the team to get some shots.
That's a great question, Joe, but my brain is like not thinking. I can think of like some like TV series that they mentioned baseball a few times. Like I think of Boy Meets World instantly. Like the big Phillies fan. I think Jim Abbott was on there. Our friend Jim Abbott,
and his baby son Andrew.
Yeah. And all fun stuff. Going back to honorable mentions real quick, and I should have put this on my list because I do enjoy this movie, was Mr. 3000.
I'm surprised nobody put it on a list at all.
I thought about it. I at least thought about that one and forgot Angels in the Outfield. So
yeah, you thought about a lot of ones except the one you really liked.
I know.
So what does that tell you?
Because it's so sad.
All right. The best baseball movie
Drum roll,
of all
everybody.
time, as voted on by us. 2 first place and 2 second place votes. To no one's surprise, it's The Sandlot. It is the best baseball movie of all time. It may not be quotable. It is bites you with the most nostalgia of any baseball movie that you're going to watch. I grew up not far from the Pittsfield Little League field, which was in a lot better shape than The Sandlot, albeit not great shape. And we would go and we would play baseball, every weekend. And looking back on it and like thinking about where the guys that I was playing baseball with on the weekends at that field are now, and like I cry at the end of The Sandlot. I watch The Sandlot once a year, and it is just waterworks. And I don't think I'm ever it would be tough for me to ever say that there's a better movie than The Sandlot. This as far as baseball, I think it's a top 5 movie for me in the grand scheme of all movies. Top 10 for sure. 5's maybe cutting it a little close, but I am not shy about this, as you might have mentioned. It's a wonderful movie. I might watch it tomorrow now. Everything I ever want from a movie.
We need to have a Sandlot watch party later on this off season.
Yeah, for sure. Well, just number 1. But so you had it 1. I know I had it 2. What were you other guys? 2.
Joe, you had it 1 also.
I had it 1. Golly, I'm just out here. So I'll explain why I had it number 1, I guess. I flip flop that and Rookie of the Year, but kind of like Corey said, the nostalgia of that movie is off the charts. It's all about kids. It's all about baseball, and it's like it came out in 1993, and it just makes you think of, when you were playing sports as a kid, especially pickup, not something organized by somebody else. I mean, that represents it so perfectly. And especially before the age of these things right here, cell phones. It wasn't super easy to like get a pickup game going. You had to talk about it at school and then hope everybody showed up. So if you're getting a game going at the park or something, it just represented that so well. There's a little family stuff in there. There's a little bit of the beast. And how many times did you jump a fence, grab a ball, and run away from a dog? Everybody's done that, I think, at least once. So that was, a little something cool they put in there. And James Earl Jones is in that movie as well. So, yeah, I think it's a pretty easy number one for me. Just that nostalgia, and that's what it's like as a kid, playing ball, especially around that time. Y'all had a number two.
No, go ahead, Aaron.
For me, yeah, throughout my life, I always go back and forth between 1 and 2 on these two, Rookie of the Year and Sandlot. For me, I put Rookie of the Year number 1 because it's what I dreamed I could have done. Sandlot, honestly, if I'm being real, like that was my life. And so it's a cool movie, but like I remember like every day of the summer, we went to Aaron Van Streen's grandma's house. There would be 6 to 8 of us, and we played baseball every day. When it got too hot, we'd jump on our bikes. We'd ride across town to Walmart, go to the electronics section, whatever video game was up. We'd play that until it got cooler. And then we rode back across town, did a lemonade stand, took the money, bought baseball cards, then went back and played baseball in the evening. And her backyard was like 300 feet in a rectangle. And Clint Weir helped us put a fence up at 200 feet. So it's the same distance as our Little League field. And so we could only hit to dead center. But yeah, she lived at the edge of town where we could just play actual baseball in her backyard. And then she would feed us and everything like that. So like I enjoy saying that because it reminds me of childhood a lot. But Rookie of the Year is so quotable, just straight fun from the get-go. And it's what I wish I could have done. And so that's why it gets the edge right now, but I don't know. But I know Corey and I have talked about this because as we become dads, we're big crybabies now when it comes to our kids or nostalgia. But the quote about like at some point you and your buddies said good night for the last time, you didn't know it. Like that's what I try to think about. Like, when's the last time me, Van Streen, the Kingeries, Adam, and our other neighbors actually played baseball there? Like, I don't know. Like, at some point, we stopped playing baseball, and we're like, "We'll see you tomorrow," and then tomorrow never happened. So that Sandlot does hit all the right feels, but as far as a movie, sit down and watch it and enjoy it over and over and over again. And the value that Rookie of the Year brings with the extra quotes, it's number 1, but it's like 1A and 1B for me. It depends what day of the week you ask me.
Yeah, I think you nailed it for multiple reasons as to why I picked number 1, number 2 for me. I think The Sandlot, of course, like it does bring that, takes you back to being a kid. And I mean, for me, I think the most fun I've ever had playing baseball is not on an organized field, like making up your own dimensions, like making dead center something, like we've done before on here. We've designed our own ballparks. Like me and my friends, we've done that before, like putting markers and like left field is like 100 foot, and then but then dead center is insanely deep, things like that. So I think that piece is cool. And just like to your point of it was super tough to get a game together because I mean, we could text and stuff, of course, but now it's just, I feel like it's even more easier, social media and all that stuff. But anyway, my point being, to Aaron's point with Rookie of the Year, like you can't tell me you haven't walked past a baseball laying on the ground at any point in your life and be like, man, if I just step on this and I slip, maybe
I'm
my
in.
arm will break, and then just all the insane quotes, from the memorable ones to the one that Joe mentioned. I completely forgot about that, but how hilarious that scene is. I don't know, that's my movie. Like when we talk about baseball, but The Sandlot I know is my wife's favorite movie, so that one holds near and dear to my heart as well. Just because
Also, I was
Yes.
just gonna say also Wendy Peppercorn.
there we go.
Not quite Jessica Biel, but
bringing it back. But no, it's cool because I mean that's what baseball should be all about: just getting your friends together and having fun.
And I will forever use the s'more
all the time
quote.
Oh yeah.
I can have some more. I mean, and when people don't get it, because most people know where it's coming from, but when people don't get it, it's like, man, this is gold,
dude. none of my youth know quotes from these movies, so I drop them all the time. I'll have to do the excuse me ladies next time the girls are chatting or something. I'll walk into the youth and be like, excuse me ladies, see what they do, because they don't know any of these movies. So it's great working with teenagers nowadays because it's not even on the radar. Dude, and the part where he's on the first time they're on the plane and he's trying to conserve he's all, what does he say? It's all about conserving the resources. You see this dessert cake? You take this vomit bag.
I wrap it up in my vomit bag. I put it on ice back at the hotel, and voila!
Voila! Breakfast!
Instant breakfast.
It's
so cool.
No,
you
like,
can't go 2 minutes without
we can
funny.
sit here we could sit here and have a much longer conversation talking about Rookie of the Year than The Sandlot, but there's no doubt in my mind that The Sandlot is a better movie than Rookie of the Year. It's just quotes. It's like somebody wrote quotes down about baseball and they're like, let's film a movie
and then
around
hire
this.
Daniel Stern to do it, and it worked brilliantly.
They're like, just
Corey doesn't
work a screenplay into these 50 quotes, and then
Corey doesn't have to.
No, he doesn't have to. He needs some hot ice. Is what he needs.
Yeah. But the horse's name was Friday, by the way.
But ching. I had it pulled up here. I was going to try to end with a Brickma quote, but I might mess it up.
Well, here we go.
Throws it back up.
3 hours, readiness, recuperation, and conditioning.
You were so loud, your microphone didn't pick it up because Zoom didn't like it.
Oh, no, it didn't like it. Sorry. 3 R's, readiness, recuperation, and conditioning. You got to remember that, guys. 3 R's.
I'm not upset with this list, by the way. I think it's a good list.
Yeah, I figured Sandlot would be number 1, but I'm okay with it.
I'm happy with it.
Angels in the Outfield should be number 3. My apologies.
And my bad too. I apologize.
I mean, I know
also
we got
not a good movie.
I know we got to wrap this up at some point, but my number 3 was A League of Their Own. I love that movie. Was that on y'all's list anywhere?
No,
not nowhere. Wow. Okay.
I know.
That was the highest one that only got 1 vote.
There's just so many, man. That we almost should have done comedy and drama. Should have been 2 different lists, but that's all right. Because when we first said this, I was like, 5 is going to be hard to come up with, and then I had like 15, and like I said, forgot one. Mr. 3000 is an interesting one. I've only seen that once, and I don't remember it catching my attention.
Aaron, I think we went and watched that in theaters.
I don't remember that, so maybe I've seen it twice. All righty, guys. So that wraps up our first fun episode. No baseball news, just baseball fun, talking about our favorite movies. We've compiled the top 9, and there's some disputes available there, but Sandlot is undisputed champ, number 1. We're all okay with that. And we'd love to hear more people talk about it. Jared's salty. Next time he's not vote for it. As long as Sandlot 2 and Sandlot 3 didn't make it. If those made it on there, I'd be very upset.
Those were way better films than the first one.
The second one is literally the same story, only with a girl in it.
I've never seen either of them, so
bad. All righty, guys. So that does commence this talk, finish this talk. And we're looking forward to hearing from our rakers as you guys share your movie inputs.
Yes, please.
And throughout the off season, we're going to sprinkle in news episodes when it's appropriate. The awards are finishing up soon, so we'll come back and talk about the awards at some point. Talk about any free agent and trade happenings. And then we're also going to have a lot more fun episodes like this. So if you got an idea, something baseball related in the entertainment way of things, please let us know. We would love to make an episode about it. We're looking for some more ideas to get us through the off season.
Top 10 females in baseball movies.
All right.
Already.
Joe, I don't think Jennifer Love Hewitt's in any movies, man. Sorry for baseball
I'll
movies.
find one.
I'll find one.
They played baseball for 3 seconds in this movie.
I might be away for a couple weeks shooting a baseball movie.
Okay, until next time, don't forget to
Oh my god.
Rake.
Rake your position.
Yo.
position. Jennifer Love Hewitt was Joe's girl.
I agree.
Wasn't it Kate Beckinsale too?
Yeah, but Beckinsale's everybody's girl. She still is.